What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. As you guys are about to see, this is going to be my best drift event ever. In my opinion, I definitely do the best driving I've ever done before. I highly recommend you stick around for the entire video. You'll see me get a lot better at driving, see the car is super dialed in, and you're gonna see me do my very first real tandems. Without further ado, here it is. First run group of the day, and I just went and picked up some breakfast, and the car's doing really well. I think I've definitely figured out what the move is in terms of tires. I think just like a all-season like performance tire and a 225 is the move. Treadwear like 300 to 400. I think that's the perfect tire for the car and the grip and the weight and the power that I have. And running it just like a normal air pressure, so it just wears normally. Like, I try and keep it like around 30 psi hot. And that's pretty much, I think, a good amount of grip. It lets me use third gear on the entire track, but it's not like it's all skatey and I don't have any control of the rear end. I don't feel like the front is over gripped. I did air the front tires up to like 45 psi. Because I do think they're too grippy of a tire. So the car's doing really well. I'm really comfortable with it. This is my third weekend in a row drifting, and I've never done that before. I feel super comfortable. I'm really trying to like do the correct line that they've outlined on the track with like the zones. And I'm really getting much better than I've ever been at putting the car where I want it to go. Using the handbrake when it's needed, as opposed to using it where I think I'm supposed to use it. And I'm kind of dabbling with the left foot braking, seeing where that's useful and kind of like what it does to the car. So all in all, going super well so far. I used my brand new car trailer for the very first time to get the car to this event, which was awesome. Towed so smoothly. The brakes are awesome. The straps didn't get loose or anything. We made it. So yeah, that's that. Now we're going to head back to the track and hit our second run group in maybe an hour or so. I don't know. We'll see when we get there.
doing so well. It gets a little bit warm just because there are so few people here. It's like I'm getting like maybe a 2-minute break between laps. So it's getting a little bit warmer than I'd want it to before I do a run. So I'm just gonna take a little cool down and then this should be fine for it. I think the rear tires are also almost gone. They put like a little water pit at the end of the track, and going through it, I can tell it made a huge difference. My rear tires, like, they're obviously still wearing, but they're not getting so hot, so they're not like completely disintegrating, which is awesome. I'm still in my first set of tires, and I did a few laps on them at the end of the last event, so they've lasted a really long time, longer than I expected. Especially now that I can use third gear and I have more wheel speed, it wears the tires a little bit faster, but I definitely would rather have more wheel speed and wear the tires faster as opposed to hitting rev limiter in second. So it's kind of a lose-win, but it's kind of a win-win too because it makes more smoke and that's cool. Went super well. Right at the end of it, I popped one of the tires. In hindsight, I probably should have swapped the tires side to side since there's a little bit more wear on the right tire than the left. So I probably could have gotten a couple more laps out of them if I had switched them side to side. But all in all, I still got like 2.5, maybe 3 run groups out of this set of tires, which with the amount of wheel speed I'm getting now, I think is pretty good. I'm definitely going to try airing these next set down a little bit more. I should have aired those tires down again. I never aired them down after I did the first time when they were warm. And they kind of worked their way back up and started to lose a little grip just because I think of heat on top of the fact that they were actually wearing. Now that it's getting a little bit warmer, the car isn't getting like hot, but like in the first run group when it was a little cooler out, I wasn't doing like any cool down lap. I would just finish the lap, get back on the line and go do another lap. And since there weren't that many people there, I was doing a lot of laps. The car wasn't really getting hot. However, like when it got a little bit warmer out, the car definitely started to warm up a little bit more. I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna get a new radiator. I have the super cheap Chinese KA. I think it's supposed to be a dual pass, but it's probably a single pass aluminum radiator, and it does pretty well. However, I do think that I could spend a bit on a decent radiator, maybe something that's even thicker, or a double or triple pass, and definitely keep the car running a bit cooler, which all in all would probably be a good thing, whether it needs it or not, just to have the ability to hold more coolant and more cooling capacity. So that's definitely one of the things I'm looking at.
got done with our first day of this 2-day event, and I have to say the car is doing so well. I'm so happy. I feel like my driving's gotten so consistent. I finally figured out, I think I've got a good hang on my initiation. I think that was the thing I was having the most difficulty with. Aside from that, I'm really happy. I'm so happy that I'm finally having the same tires over and over again, so I'm used to the amount of grip the tires are going to provide. It's not like I'm switching tires halfway through the event to like a half-used set or this dry rotted pair. Yesterday and then came back today, and I did like 2 laps, and I was in the B run group, and they were like, you can do A if you want to, and I was like, awesome. So I pulled off, put a fresh set of tires on, and been doing my first tandems in the 240, and I have to say this is like a whole new like part of drifting for me, because like for like I'd say like the last like 5 years, like I've drifted like on and off, maybe like a couple times a year, never like enough, and my car's never been working enough to like really like get me to like that next level, to be really confident in my like lead runs and just getting through the course properly. Like this is my 3rd weekend in a row drifting. I don't even know if I've ever drifted 2 weekends in a row, but 3 in a row is like unheard of, and like I feel the most confident in the car I ever have. So I've been doing some leads and some chases. I've been trying to like leave a little bit of distance just in case, because I'm still like learning like the best way to chase, and like how to move the car around and when I needed to do different things. However, this is kind of the final straw before I have to get a roll cage. So I think that's going to be the next move on the 240. I'm going to be getting a cage soon, because at the end of the day, you don't want something to happen that probably won't ever happen, but can spin out in a really awkward way, and someone's wheel or bash bar or bumper can just end up going through your door and being inside of your car, and would not be ideal. In the past, I kind of was like, I don't know if it's worth putting a cage in this chassis, just because it's not the cleanest thing. Like the frame rails were a little crinkled, because I don't even know why they were like that when I got them. There's some spots of rust here and there, but all in all, it is like a solid car, and the frame isn't bent or anything, so I think it will suit me just fine. And I don't know, I'm so stoked about the power, how it feels, the suspension, everything's working perfectly. Finally got that move up to A, so I was doing some light tandems, you may say. Did a bunch of leads, did a bunch of chases. Definitely like learned the most about cars I've ever learned. So I definitely know the next things I want to do with the car. Definitely got to get a cage. That's kind of just been something I've been pushing off. I've been looking, but I've just kind of haven't really needed one. And this is kind of the, finally there's a reason to actually have one. So this was probably like the most progress I've made in drifting in like a day or 2 days, because I feel like I've been so stagnant. Like I've just kind of been like in the B group, not really doing tandems, and I've just kind of been stagnant there, and I haven't like tried to push it to the next level. I haven't done like the uncomfortable thing of like trying to do a tandem, and finally got the go ahead to give it a shot today, and I had a lot of fun. And so it's kind of funny, I'd never gone to a 2-day drift event and driven this much and have my car run this well, and I actually ran out of gas. Like at the end, I put on an extra set of tires that had a little bit of life in them, but not enough really to do much. And I was like, I'm gonna do 2 laps. I know these tires are almost dead. I'm not gonna try and do a tandem with like dead tires. I don't wanna like spin out in front of someone or be super slow or have something weird happen. I was like, I'm gonna do 2 laps, end of the second lap, final turn, foot to the floor in third, and it just like fuel cuts and it just like dies. Like right when I was about to lift off, which was super funny. Went to put the car in the trailer, and I guess all the fuel like went to the back of the tank and it like died driving up the trailer. So that was super funny. I stopped at just the right time. So I had a ton of fun making this video, and definitely the most fun I've had drifting, I want to say ever. Like I feel like every drift event is like my best drift event and I have the most fun. So that's pretty cool. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.